Roughing It Up is extremely happy to announce our new partnership with PSL City Tickets. You could follow them on all social media platforms at PSL City Tickets. And stay tuned as we will have tickets to give away for sporting events, including tailgating. Visit pslcity.net to get the best tickets in your city today.
Now, it's the hottest podcast in the world. From WWE to TNA by way of the NWA. It's referee Brian Hebner, legendary WWE referee and Mr. Revin Rant himself, Jimmy Corderas, and OVW and TNA senior official Daniel Spencer. It's time for Reffing It Up.
Welcome back to Reffing It Up. I'm RJ, Jimmy, Brian, Daniel. How we doing, guys?
Well, I'll be honest with you guys. It could be a little better.
Mhm.
What's wrong, Jimmy?
We're getting swarmed by bloody hornets all over the place.
Oh, wow.
If
And I
it's
got-
not raccoons, it's hornets. Here we go.
Yes. And no, I have not been in Orlando. These are real hornets that buzz around. And this one caught me right on the wrist, on the inside.
Uh-oh.
You're not
Stung me
allergic,
right
are
there.
you?
What? No,
You're
I'm
not
not
allergic?
allergic, but these buggers, it gets so itchy and it leaves a spot about the size, I don't know, maybe a diameter of about 3 inches. And it's like, you got to be kidding me, man.
So I carry wasp, or not carry, but I have tons of wasp spray in the house, wasp and hornet spray. So I would make sure you get some of that. This stuff works tremendously.
Yeah, like an idiot, I have that in the garage.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Why
after the fact.
Daniel, why do I feel like every week we're coaching him through
I know, we
nature?
are. We are.
Good Lord. Poor Jimmy.
Well,
Well, at least it's not the raccoons, though.
Well, how is the raccoon situation?
So far, so good. So it's been a week. Everything's been good. Now that I said it, those little bastards will be out tonight, I bet.
Oof.
Well,
Oy vey. Well, hey.
I do have my spare driver out just in case.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's my Adams Golf 430cc. Right down the fairway.
sometimes, some days like this is just either shitty or just stings. One of the two.
Mm.
Wah, wah,
Wait
wah.
for it.
He's back at it. Daniel must be in a good mood.
Yeah, there he's been around Al Snow quite a bit.
Surprisingly, I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks.
RJ, get us out of here.
Well, there's no easy transition, but I'll try to make it anyways. Let's send it up to our first count right here on Reffing It Up.
This is your one count.
Last week on SmackDown, gentlemen, we saw the return of one AJ Lee to SmackDown, like I said, and this past week on Raw. Jimmy, man, they're really going hard into this AJ Lee, CM Punk, Becky, and Seth storyline. Thoughts on it?
No, I thought it was interesting. I like the way they set it up. They didn't really keep it a secret, but they didn't completely give it away either. It was very much speculated, and I'll be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised with the reaction she got. I knew she was going to get a good reaction in Chicago, but I didn't expect that.
I am
That
with you,
was
Jimmy.
insane.
I just can't. The reason why it surprised me, Jimmy, like you're saying, is because she's been gone so long.
10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
And there's new fans now. You know what I mean? In 10 years, you kind of flip a little bit. You know what I mean? Not all of it, but I'm saying at least half that audience probably, I don't know, is probably young, right? That didn't know who she was, but apparently they did their homework. I mean, that pop was crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did say next week she's coming back.
You did.
You know, but I will say this: as much as you could have, I've heard somebody talk about, oh, the only way this would have worked is bringing her back with Punk. Well, yes and no. You probably could have brought her back a different way and without Punk being involved. But here's the thing: Punk, everyone knows they're together, so why not bring her back? I mean, it doesn't help her to let her get the rub for being his wife, and then after this match, after this feud or whatever this is over, they can kind of split off a little bit and still interact from time to time. And just like you knew Seth and Becky was always married until recently, they're just now working together. And then you can do the same with Punk with the reverse. You can split them up down the line. So I thought the pop was amazing. I thought the way they did the segment was great. Um, I did like what my good buddy Nick Nemeth said his version of how he would do it. I thought that would have been great too as well. But either way, it was great, and I'm happy, and I'm excited to see where they're going to go from here with this match as well as this feud.
What do you guys think the percentage is of people, fans that literally know that CM Punk and AJ are married, and Seth and the man are married? Like, what do you think percentage wise? I don't think it's high.
I do. I
You
think it is
do?
high.
I do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. People are more in tune with that kind of stuff. They want to know people's uh, personal lives. I mean, not only just wrestlers, but you look at anybody. You look at it, movie stars, stuff like that. People go on the Google machine and they start, you know.
And you know what's wild is I heard Cena say this, or no, Paul Heyman said this about Cena when he was talking about how the fans their fans kind of would cheer him or whatever, no matter what, whoever he was taking on. Is I think that he said the fans seem to like know because they know they play along. So like, let's go back to like people know that Dom has a wife, but yet and they know that Rhea has a husband, and they play into the fact that they were together as a couple and they did this breakup and all this stuff and so I think that it's kind of like they know these people are together or not together. Now, granted, there's a lot of fans that don't, but I think the
That's what I
majority of
mean.
them, I think the majority of them know, and yeah,
Well, I heard the reason why I brought it up is because I heard Eric Bischoff just not long ago on his podcast, 83 Weeks, by the way. Awesome podcast. I love getting his insight. Um, he said that he found out that there was 10 to 12% of fans that look at dirt sheets. It's a small fraction. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with the dirt sheets, but I think like Punk's been in interviews, Punk's been in documentaries, outside of WWE where he talked about his wife, and they've showed that, and he's brought
Okay.
her up he's brought her up on promos in the past, or in his
Mhm.
dog Larry, and so
So are you saying 50%, 60%? Where are you at? You
I
think?
would say it's higher than 50, but not like majority of it. I'd say it's at least above 50%.
Oh
How about
yeah,
you, Jimmy?
Who knows?
yeah. I say easily above 50%.
Okay.
I think. But that's an interesting number that Eric Bischoff threw out there. What do you say? 10 to 12% read the sheets
Of fans,
of
read the
fans.
sheets.
Okay,
Not
that's
not in general. He's talking about just fans, wrestling fans themselves.
mhm.
Literally sit at home and read dirt sheets every day. It's a small percentage.
Well, what's the unemployment rate in the United States right now?
uh, Go ahead and Google that machine there,
Well, if it
RJ.
was 10, if it was 10 to 12%, that explains everything.
I don't even
That's
know. That's it.
unemployment rates that live at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Unemployment rate
add 'em
currently
together.
in the United States is 4.3%.
So there you go.
So, okay,
7.4 million people total are unemployed,
okay, just
according
checking.
to
That's all.
according to Google, and
Hmm.
that is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's a interesting
I
word.
like I like when you say
Bureau.
burrow better.
Burrow. No, those are what those raccoons can be doing later. But somebody else we did bring up John Cena, and it is reported that his retirement match will be in Washington D.C. on on December 13th, which would be WWE Saturday night's main event at the Capital One Arena. Scuttlebutt, it's been, as if you see it on the internet, it's got to be true, Brian. That's in your neck of the woods. Everybody's clamoring, oh, it should be in Boston, and it should be in Boston because it's his hometown, this and that. What do you think?
Um, I, I am going to put this and set this up for the panel here because I don't see the significance of it being in Washington or not. It is the nation's capital. It is where the Commanders play and win. Um, I don't know. Is there a PLE that day also with AEW? Is this a cross promotion here or not promotion, cross programming, or do we know yet?
Let me check. I don't think so, but I can
As of,
do.
yeah, I don't know if I haven't heard as of yet if this is
I'm.
counter
I don't
programming.
think so.
I think this is a date already set up for Saturday night's main event.
Well, I'll kick it to Daniel. Daniel, what's the significance you think?
Was his first title win ever at Capital Punishment?
No idea.
I thought his first title was the U.S. title.
It was over
2020.
Well, I
Carlito.
mean, hold on. I mean,
No, no.
his world title because he's
Oh,
the
world title, maybe,
17
maybe.
never
Oh.
seen.
Okay.
Let's
Is
see.
that it?
His first title win,
Well, his first
according
title was
to
the U.S. title for
U.S.
sure.
title at WrestleMania
well,
20.
world title, or should I say heavyweight title? Because they'll give me the 21 match with JBL.
It was
First world heavyweight championship win. Survivor Series 2008, which probably doesn't make sense. So
No, I don't. It can't be.
Well, Jimmy, what are you saying then? What do you think the significance is?
I think it's interesting that it's Washington for his last match because, obviously we've seen ties to the U.S. government. Triple H has ties there. Linda McMahon has ties there. Um, who knows? Maybe John Cena on his final night gets some kind of recognition from the president of POTUS.
and actually it's saying his first world title was WrestleMania 21 against JBL,
Mm.
2005.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm showing.
But does it say where it's at?
Well, it was WrestleMania 25 or 21 was in
L.A.
LA, yeah, Anaheim.
I'm also seeing Survivor Series. Oh wait, that's the World Heavyweight Championship, though.
Yeah, this is WWE Championship.
Right. Yep.
So really, is there any significance?
I
don't
think so.
know.
The only
Coincidence?
No, I just think that maybe POTUS will show up at the event.
Well, they just announced 1 month before that though is going to be his in November. It's going to be his final time in Boston and his final time at Madison Square Garden. So I guess the way the schedule just lays out is just that's unfortunately he'll make his finals appearances and matches or whatever, but his final one is going to be in Washington D.C.
Now, what would have made more sense, obviously, would have been his last match being in Boston.
It would have made more sense, but that means Boston has to be available for that time.
Right,
Everything has
right,
all the ducks have to align, and and Cena's probably willing to go to the end of the year. And if you want to stop using him in November when you can use him for 3 more dates after
Oh,
that? No,
absolutely not.
right,
No, use them as long as you can.
right.
I'm gonna double check to see what it was a TD Garden that they'd probably run. Correct, if they were going to Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because that's what December, so that's right. Hockey, basketball, so there, like I said, there might just be a conflict that day. You know what I mean?
Maybe a perfect time, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H just said today, as we're recording this on the Pat McAfee show, the reason it just so happened that all the ducks aligned for this one, which was ESPN wanted an event, they gave the date, and then they looked to find something in Indianapolis is wide open. That's why they picked that and went that, and then they decided to come up with a name quickly, and all this happened so quickly because of what ESPN wanted to do, and they had to find a spot available. So sometimes it's like that. It's just, well, this is where we're going.
And one more thing, too, guys, a little bit off subject, but you just made me think of it, Daniel. I don't know if you guys heard it, but Logan Paul who recently had a match with John Cena, put him over like $1 million and called him the GOAT, said he was the best guy he's ever worked with in the ring, knew his shit, and said that he knew this would be the last time he would ever get to work with the GOAT, and just put him over like $1 million. And he was even saying things like, people that think that, this and that, they don't know the business. If you know the business, you know what I'm talking about. This was the easiest match I've ever done in my life, and it's because of John Cena. Now, if I say that to a person that's not in the business, they just think, yeah, well, John only has 3 moves. He was like, bullshit. He could do everything. I just thought that was very stand up of him.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that by chance?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw the comment.
I saw the comment, but I didn't watch it. But that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
You know,
from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He done put people over.
I mean, I said it, last week. He is probably, in my opinion, the greatest of all time. Because I mean, no one gets a pop like him. No one. I've seen it where they were coming to Louisville for a house show, July of 21 or 22, whatever it was. I can't remember. It was the year that Roman and the Usos was Mysterio. I think SummerSlam, whatever the year that SummerSlam happened to Cena versus Roman. Um, they were coming and doing that was going to be the main event, and they announced that Cena was the Summer of Cena tour, and he was coming back. And Louisville just happened to be like the third show on that. They had sold for this house show 4,000 tickets that have been on sale for 3 months. 3 months, literally within 1 week, and they now see coming. And like the show was the next week, and there was like 3 house shows back to back to back. They announced in 1 week. They went from 4,000 seats sold to 9,000 seats sold in 1 week, all because the name John Cena was announced. Everyone else was still the same. Every other star power. So that just, at that moment, you knew that he was still a draw and he was still the greatest of all time. But now he's got the proof with the titles and just what he's doing. So it's, and the fact that he went toe to toe, helped with Logan that long, and I know they went over their time. They had to. That's just, there's no way they were like, yeah, go out there and give you 40 minutes. It was probably a 25-minute, and it was so good they just kept going, and no one cares because he's John Cena.
I heard that week they also announced that Rob was the referee, and that also helped move tickets.
Well, actually, believe it or not, Rod wasn't on that show. It was a SmackDown crew. But
What a shock! Rod's not on anything.
he did ref 2 matches this week on Raw. By the
Well,
way,
they're trying to get their fucking money's worth.
Apparently. Somebody that you will be getting your money's worth and have been for decades has been AJ Styles, Daniel. And last night, as we're recording on this past Monday, I should say, on Raw, it got out that little promo that he cut within a commercial break, basically saying that somebody doesn't want him in the company. Thoughts, Daniel, man?
well, I mean, look, I love work shoot type stuff. I mean, Punk did it in 2011 when he laid the pipe bomb. So I think it's good. I think I like the fact that they did it during the break. So it looks like I'm saying this while only half the world can hear it and not the U.S. And it's going to get out there, of course. And it just, he put out. Remember, that day he put out an Instagram post where his time clock is, his hourglass or whatever is running down. Has been talked about his contract, on the dirt sheets ending in February. There's been all these people. His son doesn't like the way he's been booked. He made a comment on something. He goes, "Yeah, me neither," or whatever it was on the way he's been booked and all these different things. So, yeah,
I've been complaining too. Damn it.
yeah, I think this is good. There's something here, and I'm intrigued. I'm into it. I'm listening to it, and hey, I'll just say this, AJ, if you are unhappy, come home. We'll take care of you.
So
Interesting.
Daniel, answer the question.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want him there? Your thoughts?
And WB?
He said someone doesn't
Well,
want him
okay.
there.
So I think it's a work shoot. I think, and I know you don't like the terminology, but I think it is a work, clearly. So if I have to put someone on it, I say it's going to be it's basically based on the general manager, something where you can do an angle. It's not going to be Triple H because he can't wrestle. Maybe the general manager, and it's an angle thing where, that happens. I
Maybe a former heavyweight NWA heavyweight champion.
or two
maybe.
of them.
Right,
Hmm.
there's two of them. Right. So which
Yeah,
one are you
I
talking
know.
about?
Yes.
Maybe neither one of them don't want him there.
Yeah.
See, that's the beauty
Hmm.
of it, and I love the fact that his son got involved, saying that he's not happy with the way AJ Styles has been treated. May I remind people that when we saw the footage of Seth Rollins with his daughter when he was running after her on crutches and his leg in a brace, who was filming that?
His
We'd
wife?
assume Becky.
Becky was filming that. Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know what you're
Hmm.
cooking. What do you got cooking? What's up?
What,
No, I
what what
just
he's
I'm.
saying is
Hmm.
Becky was filming it, therefore Becky was a part of the the the
The
the
ruse.
ruse, yeah. So
Hmm.
therefore, if this is something going on with AJ and his son is chiming in on Instagram to these posts or
Hmm.
whatever, then
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
this must be his son that's actually named AJ.
yeah, it's oldest one. His oldest son.
AJ.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I do think. I mean, it's well, first of all, I want to say WWE is so smart to put this out on social and not on the TV
Yeah, of
because
course.
so many more people watch it and look at it.
Hmm.
Not only that, but you could tie it to a lot of people, really. You know what I mean? It's a door wide open. And I'm talking about a
And here's the thing.
42-inch door.
Here's what WWE does that's smart about it. They didn't actually put it out themselves on socials. They let others do
Hmm.
it.
Well, they do.
Just like the parking lot fight
Yeah.
with
Hmm.
Cody and Kevin. They put it out there. They know someone's going to grab it because it's ooh juicy. They're going to put it out there, and then it already it's not even their it's their video, but it's not their video, and it already has thousands upon thousands, millions of views, and
Hmm.
it's getting the job done. And now you're talking about AJ, and
Hmm.
No,
We shall.
we're talking about two AJs now.
we are.
Well, yeah,
That's
that's what we do
AJ
here. Those
squared.
initials. Hmm.
hey,
Will the
Exactly.
real AJ please
it's
stand up? Please
it's
stand up.
I'm gonna say I think it's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal, Daniel.
And on that note, gentlemen, something else that is phenomenal has been our Reffin review. So why don't we set it up there right now, right here on Reffin It Up?
This is Ref and Review.
Gentlemen, all in all, we try to critique, tighten some screws, as Jimmy likes to say. But this week, Daniel, we talked about before we hit the record button. A lot of the times with referees, they have the earpiece, they have so they can actually hear from the back. But something in TNA that they don't have like a WWE does. I don't know if AEW has it, but is that we call it what is it, the McDonald's button,
That's
so
what
to
I call
speak.
it.
Well, that's what you call it.
Talk back
The
button.
talk back button, though. Um, what are some, those positive, and might be some negatives to that, right?
Well, I think we've had discussions about this at TNA about a talkback button. I think as much as it would be annoying to have another piece of equipment attached to you, I actually think a talkback button is a good thing. I think it allows you to communicate to the back when instead of constantly um, asking you a question when you're trying to give hand signals and different cues, ways to tell them no that we're good, and when they can't see you in the camera angle or whatever it may be, and you're like, ah. I also think it protects you if they're telling, did you tell them? And you're like, you can click the button on and you can say it so they can hear you say it to the talent. I think it does that too as well. But the main thing what is good for is injuries. When somebody like for example, in my situation that happened last October, um, I would have been able to communicate a lot quicker when it came to what was going on with Chris Bay in the ring Any other injuries I've dealt with after that, we've had communication, but being able to say directly to the agent or directly to the truck or directly to whoever and say this is what's happening, it's a big plus. Granted, I know years ago they didn't have it for many, many years. I get that, but to have that advantage is just like anything else in sports. I mean, the replay system is so much better in football than it was 20 years ago, right? So to have that technology and be able to utilize it, I think it's great.
So for me, the positives way outweigh the negatives, and I get that and understand that. The only thing, and Daniel and Jimmy, you will be able to. I'm sure you'll. There may be an argument, may not be, but when you're in a big time main event match, or just a big match, doesn't have to be the main event, but just a big time match, you already have one ear in you constantly, right? Now you have to worry and focus about getting something back to another person talking, which is hard to kayfabe, and it makes to me this. Yes, you don't get hand signals. That's a good thing in a way. You don't give the business away that way. You can't, because I know that my friends and my son's friends would say, "Oh, Brian got a cue," yeah, because they saw me do the gimmick. But the thing is, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. It really can. But like I said, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I think I'm fine without it. I mean, wrestling's been around a long time, and they haven't had it for a long, long time. This is something somewhat new, like years new. Wrestling's been around since the 1860s, and we've been, fine without a callback. We've been fine without even an earpiece.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying at all that this is not good. I'm just saying it's a lot for a high rate referee to have to do with multiple people. It's tough, and it's hard to kayfabe as well, because now you got to figure out how to get cues, and then you got to figure out how to get cues back to the person who wants to ask a question. So, but for injuries, Daniel, you're spot on. It's wonderful. For a screw up, wonderful. Where you got to fix it. It's just I don't know. I think it's good. I do. Overall, it's definitely good than it is bad. But I don't know. It's just a lot for a main referee to have to tackle all these voices. I hear voices in my head.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, you stole my gimmick. Anyways, no, I agree for the most part. You're right, Brian. The pluses outweigh any of the perceived negatives. The only issue you might run into with this thing, and even for referees who are more comfortable without it or whatever the case may be, the only problem they might run into is an overexcited producer
Mhm.
constantly screaming at you. Did you tell them? Did you tell them? Did they get that? Did they get that? Come on, let them know. Let them know. Let them know. And you guys know that sometimes when you're communicating anything from the back, you got to find the right time to do it. You can't just walk up there and say, "Hey, they said this."
Right.
Well,
You got to. Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah. I just that's the only thing. Sometimes impatience for letting you do your job, and like I said, you did you tell him yet? Did you tell him? Yeah, I'm on my way. If you give me a second, I will tell them.
yeah. One of the things that I have heard, um, that has happened when those situations, they just flip the switch on and just let it be on. It's like, okay, you want to get asking, then
Ah.
you're gonna hear me say it over and over and
Hmm.
over.
I'd rather that. I'd rather that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If they're okay with that,
Well, then they usually get the you can turn it off now. We got it. So
Right.
you know what? It could be
You know
annoying for
what?
them too.
I would leave it on. I would leave the damn thing on
Me too.
to the point where
Mhm.
they say, "Shut the damn thing off."
Well, shouldn't put it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
That's the other thing
So,
too. It is a separate pack that they have to wear for that.
yes, it's more
For
weight.
I'm just wondering, is with modern technology, you can't come up with a two-way
well,
gimmick.
there is one. That's where TNA has been looking into. There's a pop
Hmm.
that
Aha.
we're looked into doing a two-way option. Um, I
You,
personally, I mean, I know
yeah.
it sounds crazy, but I personally wouldn't want the separate pack just to keep them separately because I would rather not confuse frequencies or whatever in case certain buildings. But there is a two-way option. It's a little cheaper, things like that. So yeah, there's but I think it's more of a frequency thing
Right.
between than it is why they do the separate packs in WWE.
That's a technical thing beyond my pay grade. But
Well,
God
we'll say.
forbid, God forbid a separate conversation. God forbid you have to wear that referee cam or whatever thing they call
Oh
it
my
with
God.
that ginormous pack on the back.
Well, I will say when I went to AEW and did the Christian and Kenny Omega match, they put this pack in front of me, which I didn't know what it was. I'm not gonna lie. And it was the callback, talkback button. And I was like, I don't want this thing. I kind of felt like, I don't know, like are you kidding me? You don't trust me to do this kind of thing. But I get it now. I understand. But at that point, I was like, I'm not putting this thing on. I'm not. And they're like, well, how are we going to know this, that? Because I'll do it. I'll get us off air, on time. I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? But anyway, once again, I don't think any of us are saying that it's a negative. It's definitely a positive, but there are negatives to it, though.